Welcome to another episode of Saskia's Pretty Big Fail Life. So I made a video yesterday. Well, actually I made like 5, but my first video didn't have any sounds because I forgot to turn on my microphone. And my second video was just not that good. And now I hope it's going to be good, but I'm just going to edit this and we'll see what happens. So this video is gonna come in 3 parts. Part number 1, look at my new hair. I went to the hairdresser and I know that it doesn't look that different, but the split ends are gone and it's a little shorter, and it's always nice and it looks good when it's loose. So yay! Part number 2, your punishment, because you did post a video and you actually made it on the right day, but you just didn't post it on the right day because you posted it on Thursday instead of Wednesday. So I would have to punish you. You have to reenact a scene from a book of your choosing. Then there are some rules. Rule number 1, you have to do it in between now and 2 weeks. So if you didn't post it on like the Thursday the 20-something, then you're late and you have to do that punishment and another punishment. Rule number 2, it has to at least take 20 seconds. And it can be anything like a chasing scene or a dialogue, and well, yeah, that's about it. Rule number 3, you have to do it all by yourself. You cannot invite someone in our video. I mean, you can invite people in our video, but not for this punishment, to do it with you. So your options are either you play both parts, or you play with soft puppets, or you do something with dolls or random figurines. Alright? Then part 3, my speech. I'm totally gonna suck because I had to do it today in front of class and it went like so bad because I was so nervous, although I did know it mostly from by heart, so that's really awesome. And I'm going to let you hear what I sort of have, and then we'll see what happens. Alright! Ladies and gentlemen, my speech is called Past and Present Individuality versus Group Spirit. Once upon a time there were 3 children, a boy, 2 boys and a girl. They each had their own ideals and ideas on how they wanted to change the world. As they grew older, their ideas changed into plans, and they actually executed them successfully most of the time. They were all great in their own ways, even though their actions were sometimes horrific. But in order for them to achieve this, they gathered friends, supporters, allies, henchmen. These people were called Emmeline Pankhurst, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Adolf Hitler. At first, I wanted to write a speech. Oh, my face itches. At first, I wanted to write a speech about how politics was conducted in the past and in the present. But as I was writing my speech, I knew I was wrong, because I thought that in the past you could reach more when you were on your own than you could nowadays. But I am so wrong, because all those great leaders of the past, they all needed their audience. They needed their group of people who loved them, or at least admired their views. And the same goes nowadays. Obama, he needed his crowd to become president of the United States, and so did Sarkozy and Angela Merkel. First we're going to talk about Emmeline Pankhurst. She was the leader of the suffragettes, the British feminist movement. And in 1903, together with friends, she founded the Women's Social and Political Union, and they had very militant actions like arson and breaking windows, basically vandalism, and hunger strikes to grab the attention from the audience. But grabbing the attention they did. Many more women joined the suffragettes, and in 1928 they achieved equal voting rights for all the people over 21. And I know that's like 25 years later, but they still did it. They still got where they wanted to be. And Emily couldn't have done it without her friends. Just like Napoleon Bonaparte, he came to power on his own. Well, yes. He was a very good strategist in the army, and at the age of 26 he reached the status of general. And of course he did crown himself as emperor on his own, but he wouldn't have done that if not so many people had believed in him. And he wanted to achieve peace at first between him and England and Germany, because he knew that a country would thrive on peace. And he instated bureaucracy, and he did so many good things, and that's why so many people were willing to fight for him. So many civilians were like, yeah, let's do something for our country, let's do something for Napoleon. So they did. And of course, Napoleon made grave mistakes, which led to his downfall. But during the time he was great, during the time he was the emperor, he was good. And people loved him. And then you had Adolf Hitler. People loved him because he created jobs when Germany was in an economical slump, and he wanted to make the infrastructure better, and that's why he needed roads, and that created jobs, and he became very popular. Also, he was very charismatic, so that also plays a part. But if he wasn't so charismatic, people wouldn't have loved him, and he wouldn't have gone to power. And also, he was very popular among his friends, and they were all rivaling over who was his favorite. And he used that, he exploited that to prove his authority. But without those friends, without the people who loved them, he couldn't have done what he did. He couldn't have become such a great leader. And I know the Holocaust, horrible thing, but he was a great leader. To get, even if you look at his speeches and you don't understand a word of it, you're enthralled by the way his voice sounds and by the way he looks. So these people, and many more, have put their stamp on the world. They changed it, they wrote history, but not on their own. The groups, the alliances that supported him, made this stamp possible. Without them, Emily, Napoleon, and Adolf would have left barely a scratch. To quote George Orwell, the power lies in the proles. So that was my speech, and I hope you liked it, and yeah. I love you, and I hope to see you soon, and also have a brilliant time in England, because you deserve it. Brilliant times are fun times.